Hello, Zinies. Let's talk about assignments. Assignments are going to be where you're going to earn your grades. And we're going to take a look at a typical assignment. This happens to be the assignment number 5 that you're going to do this week. And we're going to go over how it's laid out, how it's structured, so that you make sure that you know how to get all the information you need to get in order to complete an assignment. Now, in projects, which are assignments, the information that you're going to get is going to be much more than what you see in this assignment number 5. But the layout is going to be just the same. It'll just be a lot more information to deal with in that assignment. So let's take a look. Here you can see that in this assignment number 5, the first thing you see are assignment 5 learning objectives. All the assignments are going to have the learning objectives. What is a learning objective? A learning objective is what I, as the instructor, hope that you will learn in this assignment. So in this case, you can see demonstrate the ability to precisely follow instructions. You'd be surprised at just how hard that is for some students. And to practice and organize files according to a specific convention. What does a convention mean? A convention means a way of doing things. So what that learning objective is saying is practice organizing and naming your files according to a specific way. And again, that's going to require detail. So once you, as the student, understand what the learning objectives are in the beginning, before you even look at the details of the assignment, that is going to be helpful to you in understanding all that the assignment is asking you to do. So the next section, as you can see here, is an assignment overview. And this is going to be the general instructions for the assignment, just the overall big picture. What is it that you're going to do? And then after that, well, in this case, you can see that there is a image here that's giving you an example of a screenshot on how your assignment is to be completed. Sometimes in this section you'll see a video, sometimes you won't see anything, but this is just an overview of the assignment. Now, the next section are the assignment instructions, and this is the specific details of the assignment. So in this case, you can see there are bullet points, and you're supposed to download a file. In many of the assignments, in fact, most of the assignments, you're going to be downloading files. So look for that link to download the files that you're going to be starting with. These bullet points, you can see all sorts of detail that you need to read and make sure you understand and do. And you need to do it exactly like the instructions are telling you. So for example, this is telling you to name a folder where you're going to replace this word last name with your last name and the word first name with your first name, and then leave the file organization. This is going to be the name of a folder. And notice it's got an uppercase and lower cases, and it's separated by a dash. So in this assignment, it's critical that you pay attention to the details and do things exactly like it says. Use a dash, don't use an underscore, don't use spaces. Anyway, this is typical with all assignments. You're going to see a lot of detailed instructions. Then, after you see the detailed instructions, you're going to see some additional information. In the case of this assignment, it says back up your work, and you can read that when you get to the assignment. All assignments are going to tell you how it's going to be graded. Obviously, it's important if you're going to do the assignment for you to know how it's going to be graded. What is it going to be graded on so that you can do the best job you can in those areas. Here, you can see you're going to receive 10 points for just doing a perfect job. And then finally in assignments, you're going to see what to submit. Many times you're just going to be submitting one file. It's going to be a zipped file. Other times you might be submitting more than one file. You might be submitting documents. Some assignments are going to be quizzes where you take quizzes. Some assignments are even going to be discussions where you participate in a discussion board. In any case, no matter what the assignment is, you are going to see the section what to submit. And if there isn't anything to submit, it'll indicate it there. And then finally, you have the typical problems where you can contact me or click on that, the discussion board link, and go to the discussion board and ask questions. And again, I want to remind you, while we're talking about discussion boards, you're going to get extra credit if you are on the discussion boards and interacting with other students, especially if you answer some of their questions. So you want some extra credit points. One of the ways to do that is look at a student's question and maybe go research it if you don't know the answer, and then come back and share what you've learned. That guarantees extra credit points. Okay, that's all I have for this section. I'll talk to you soon.